me when we're ready.
Okay, I think we're good.
Okay, so first of all, thank you guys for sitting down.
You want us to look at you or the camera? You?
Me? Is this like a dateline?
Let's see.
Johnny Case's is a well-known restaurant name here in Longview, Texas. Johnny was my grandfather. He opened a small restaurant in the space we're in now in 1949 and operated here until 1964 when he built the large restaurant on Highway 80. We were there for 50 years and ended that chapter in 2015, and then by mere chance or divine not intervention, but divine guidance, yes. We ended up back here in the same spot he opened in about 2 years ago, and so we are loving it here. It's exactly where we're meant to be. We feel at home here. We feel loved and supported by the community, and we're also getting to continue to do what we love doing. I'm afraid to say I'm Chelsea. I'm Chelsea, Johnny's granddaughter.
It seems like you've been guided by nostalgia when it comes to the aesthetics, which I'll dive into in a minute, and your core values, because it's always been my impression that y'all have had a reputation for treating your employees really well, not just the people that come, your customers.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just the way you run your business seems to be very inspired by nostalgia. Do you want to expound on that? Like, have y'all used that as sort of your North Star in a way?
Oh, definitely. You want to go ahead?
I was going to say this. I mean, hearing you say that, growing up in the business, there were so many people that their mothers worked there, and the children ended up working there, and not forever, but so many people spent a chunk of their working beginning work experience
Like generations.
in Johnny Case's. Yeah, and it's fun for me when I run into people who say like, my first job was there, or I opened oysters there, or I bussed tables. There is a whole bunch of people throughout that got their first work experience there. We love our people we have here. They are our family. I mean, I just think it's not as common, but it is a good practice and good. It is a good practice to treat people well, whether that's your employees, your customers, your friends, your family. Just treat people well.
And we are just like one big family, and yes, we have continued that on. That's how it was done before us. That's what we grew, what we had with those who were doing it before us. I started saying grew up with it, but
what was modeled to us?
Yeah, but modeled that, and because that's what feels right to us also. We have people who come in, and we have a lot of pictures on the wall over there, and they'll come in and they're like, oh, that's my grandmother. Oh, that's my aunt. Oh, that's
fun.
And it's or oh, that's me.
I didn't realize this until these last couple of years. I've heard of restaurants that are here that I had no idea they learned how to cook from their grandpa who was a cook at Johnny Case's. There's little restaurants around town where the people have told me, oh yeah, I got my taste for cooking in the kitchen on Highway 80.
Well, I think it's just everything you do, it has a much larger legacy than you realize.
Very true. That's true.
Okay, well, I feel like you might have a really unique perspective in that you grew up here and then you married into the family.
Yes.
So Kathy Case.
Yes,
mother
I am.
Chelsea.
Right. I am Kathy Painter Case, born and raised right here in Longview, Texas. My daddy grew up down here on Green Street and my mother over there on Main Street. So I was born here in 1950 and the restaurant opened in 1949. And so when I was old enough in the 50s as a little girl, I ate here every Friday night with my parents in that dining room over there.
Wow.
And like I said, at that time, nobody but God knew that I would eventually be married to the family, which has been wonderful. But my dad and Johnny were very close friends through the church, and my dad did a lot of corporate legal work for Johnny, and so we just have a lot of history. Mm-hmm. But and I knew Gerard, who I married, Johnny's son Gerard, her dad. I knew him at St. Anthony's grade school. There were many times when I knew back at the big restaurant that, times were changing and expenses were changing, and we needed to do something. And in the back of my mind, a lot of the times I thought, wow, it would be so cool if we could go back, downsize and go back like downtown. And I just it was just sort of something in the back of my mind. And then lo and behold, God made all that happen.
6 years.